And we're back.
And we're back.
We're back.
Welcome back.
We're back.
Podcast number 4.
Number 4.
Moving on.
All right.
Not bad.
Hey, Sammy,
Welcome.
how's your week been?
It's been good, man.
What have you been doing?
Fuck all. Been working every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get that shit
Every day?
Yeah.
Every day this week?
Yeah, I have. Yep.
God damn.
Getting the money, though. Going
Oh,
on holiday soon. Heading out.
I just want to point out that today's Labor Day, and we are doing this for you guys for free.
Yep.
Okay? Sort of for free.
Some of us are still going to work after.
We're doing it for the praise and adulation. I have to admit something online to Sammy Boy here. You know that time this week when you said, "Oh, should we film Sunday or Monday?"
Yeah.
I was thinking Monday.
Yeah.
But then I just got so caught up and busy. I'm like, and then I got to Sunday afternoon. I'm like, I should text Sammy and be like, "Oh, so it's Monday,"
Yeah.
as if he didn't already know.
So I didn't already gather it was Monday. Yeah, no, Monday.
Yeah.
Today's fine.
What's
been going on with you? How's your week been?
It's been pretty intense, man. I've been riding my motorcycle fucking everywhere. I worked out down on the peninsula this week. That was pretty cool. What I find is that like if it's 40 degrees in Campbellfield, it's 25 in Sorrento. Just because of that ocean air, man. It's so good. It's so beautiful. And then I've got the problem is going out to Sorrento and like Mornington and Rye and all those places. You're just dealing with cunts. You know that shit last week I was talking about rich kids and their daddy's credit cards?
Yeah.
It's all out there.
Yeah.
It's all out there. And they got their fucking drop top Mazda 3s and... Wait, are they 3s? No, Mazda... Some Mazdas
it was
with...
pissing down with rain yesterday, as we know.
Was it?
Well, it did at one moment. Like in the afternoon. It rained quite heavy.
I didn't know that.
It's like 3 people in convertibles we saw driving down the freeway.
In your suburb?
Just down the road on the freeway, yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. And there's people with like hoodies on because they're in convertibles, getting frozen, getting rained on. Yeah, yesterday.
In a convertible with the top down, wearing a hoodie.
Yeah. It was hilarious. It just started raining because it was nice. It there was some sun, some cloud. They're in their convertible on the freeway driving, and then
fuck you,
raining.
people.
I was like,
stop it. Stop it.
Wouldn't you check the weather before you left the house?
Yeah, I don't. I ride a motorbike. I don't.
Yeah, true. Yeah, well, doesn't matter if you can't put the hood on your motorcycle. Yeah. You know, it doesn't matter. You still got to go to work.
You can put rain pants on.
Yeah, I guess.
I was riding down Sydney Road in Melbourne the other day, and it was just like prrr, prrr, with the rain, because that's what rain sounds like. Prrr, prrr,
exactly
right?
Like that.
Just really light rain, just prrr, and then within one suburb it just went to bwah, because that's what heavy rain sounds like. Bwah. Right. Wah! Wah! Yeah, and so you should see the feedback on the screen right now. That's hilarious. So I had to pull over in Brunswick and put my rain pants on over my little side bag, my sexy man side bag. I had to cover that.
What's happened this week online though?
This week online, all right. Let's get straight into it after that little intro. The new minister for the defense industry, Linda Reynolds, she's backflipped on an issue of wages in a single interview, right? So the interviewer, I think it was ABC, maybe the 7:30 report, and she was asked about is it the plan of the government to increase wages along with economic growth? And she goes, she thought that Bill Shorten thought of it. And she's like, no, that's just absurd. And it just exemplifies how much Bill Shorten has to learn on the economy. And then she was informed that her colleague, Finance Minister Matthias Cormann, had actually made that comment. She's like, oh, yes, that's very, very smart. It's a very great idea. Which just shows me that she's not qualified to be in the cabinet.
She's clueless.
She's not. Yeah. Well, and look, like, I don't know that much about the economy, all right? But I'm not a fucking cabinet minister. It's just dumb. Like, Linda, get your shit together.
Do some research.
No, don't get one of your aides, one of your poorly paid aides to do some research. That's all I'm saying.
We do more research here.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Yeah.
Although I think, so they reckon that from 30 to 70% of a congressman's or senator's time in the US is spent raising money instead of actually representing their constituents. I wonder what the percentage is in Australia about raising money as opposed to actually representing the people that you're supposed to represent.
Probably quite close.
I don't think it's as bad because I think like they've just got money in politics so deep over there. It's shocking.
Maybe that's why we need to raise more.
No. I reckon we keep money out of politics.
Yeah.
Fucking oath.
Yeah,
Look, I'm happy to just go with like the problem with parliamentary politics is that and congressional politics is that like presidential and prime ministerial, like in Australia we don't have a prime ministerial system where you elect a prime minister and then you elect the party.
Yeah.
What you do is you elect the party and then they choose the prime minister. Yeah. So I don't mind that.
They elect who they're going to put prime minister before we vote, though, don't they?
Yes.
When we're voting for, like, when we do the vote for Labor, Liberal, etc., Greens, we already know who they're going to put in power if they win the vote.
Yeah. So, for example, well, you know, the last 10 years of politics begs to differ, but you know, here we are.
We had 8 in the last 10 years.
Yeah, something like that. So the thing is, if Liberal wins the next election, it's ScoMo. Fucking ScoMo, the evangelical Christian who sends his kids to private schools and keeps funding private schools. Hey, here's an idea, guys. How about... Now, I'm a bit torn on this subject because I do support private education. I think it's a good idea. But at the same time, how about you stop giving more money to private schools than you do to public schools? Like...
more people in public schools.
Well, it's not just that. It's the fact that private schools... But then again, here's the problem, right? If the government stops subsidizing private schools, you're going to have a lot less kids going to private schools and getting a better education. So what happens is if you fully government defund private education, you leave it up to the really, really rich to get their kids into... private schools, whereas if you put government subsidies in, you can let kids in. So, like, here's an example, right? I used to go to a private school called Border Christian College in Thaguna, next to Albury, and when I went there, it was pretty private, pretty secluded, and my parents sacrificed a lot to get me there because they didn't earn that much at all. But I was just a little cunt, and they needed to send me to private school so I would learn something.
You don't know much as a preacher, do you?
Well, no. This is before he was a preacher.
Oh, okay,
So, and he, but then about 10 years later, maybe even 15 years later, it turns out that school became a school where all the rejects went, like all the kids that got expelled and suspended and had a lot of social issues. So it kind of turned into a little rat's nest, but at the same time, it's probably better to have them there than have them in a public school because I noticed that teachers in private schools, I think they get paid better, and which is an incentive to teach better. And dude, if I didn't go to private schools as a kid, because I went to private primary schools, because my parents just fucking sacrificed a shitload. But then I went to public high schools, and I'm glad I did it that way, because private schools, in my opinion, because they're smaller as well, you get better teacher attention per student. And depending on the curriculum, I used to go to a private school with the PACE system. It was called Mount Carmel Christian School. And you just went at your own pace. It was really weird. But yeah, and so that was a tangent. Now, if Labor wins, Bill Shorten's going to be the Prime Minister. And I fucking hope that happens. Only so the Liberals get it through their thick fucking skulls to stop fucking everyone in the country. Just stop it. But then again, Labor, don't go full social justice warrior on us, okay? Don't make me call people certain pronouns. Because if you do, I'm going to call everyone cunt.
It's a good pronoun.
What's up this week online, Sammy boy?
Fucking YouTube took us down.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Right,
yeah, here's the skinny.
Yeah, there you go.
So we got taken down by YouTube, and our Google account actually got frozen.
Yeah.
We haven't had a reply yet.
We're waiting for him.
Yeah, as to why it happened. We got told it was spam, so if someone's hacked their account, fucking thanks, cunt. Fucking thanks.
I doubt it. Who knows?
Hold on. And also,
iTunes.
Just want to let you guys know we're on iTunes now.
Yeah.
If you're listening to us on iTunes, you already know.
Yeah.
We're also on a lot of other podcast platforms, like just straight audio podcast platforms. Because as soon as you upload to iTunes, it goes fucking everywhere.
Yeah. So if you see us on Facebook pushing other podcast platforms and you listen to us through other podcast platforms, that's the reason why we're not on YouTube. That's the reason why you're not watching our faces right now. We're still recording. The videos will be put back up. We'll definitely get them online when we can.
As soon as we can, yeah.
Yep.
And here's the reason, Sammy. It's because I want these beautiful motherfuckers to be able to see our handsome faces. What do you think of that?
Oh, yeah. No, obviously.
And by that, I mean mine. Now, what do you got for this? Hey, stop winking at your producer. Hey, what do you got for this week online?
So I got some gaming news happen this week. Apex Legends, we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, having 25 million viewers in its first week online. It is now a month since release date, so fucking time's flying. It's a month since release date, and they've had over 50 million unique players in that month since release. 50 million unique players in a month.
Jesus Christ.
Just killing all numbers. It's crazy.
And who's the publisher? Is it EA?
Yeah, it's EA, which is just so surprising.
Now, tell me honestly, what do you think of the game?
I find it boring.
Why?
It's just very repetitive, and I don't normally... There's no goal. There's no rank system. It's just every game dropped in. I definitely am one of those 50 million people that downloaded it and created an account and installed it, and I had some fun for a good 10, 15 hours. But
that's kind of an indictment. Like, if you guys know anything about gaming, 20 hours on a game is not much at all.
No.
Like... I've probably spent
like playing the tutorial.
I've probably spent 20 hours having a bat this week. Only because I edge like a motherfucker.
If you're an Overwatch player, Overwatch is dead.
What do you mean?
Overwatch, the game is dying.
What? Do you mean they've killed the servers?
No, as in like no one's playing it.
Why not?
So for the last 5 months, there's been this meta, and if you don't know what meta is, well, Google it. There's been this meta right now where it's called GOATs, and it's 3 tanks and 3 healers. And you have a massive range of DPS hero pool of DPS heroes, and no one's playing. And the only way to win games is to run 3 healers and 3 tanks. And it's an extremely boring way to play the game. It's an extremely frustrating way to play the game. But it's the only way to win at the moment, because that's just the way the game is built. It's fun. And the new heroes being released.
So hold on. Are you saying that? So like, if we take MMA as an example, like mixed martial arts.
Imagine if grappling was just like, or wrestling was just the way to only win. Like no one ever was able to get knocked out. Like the only way to win a MMA fight was to start grappling. Like it'd just be boring.
So you're saying that it is possible to do other forms of combat, but they're all just fucking useless.
Useless compared to running 3 tanks and 3 healers. And then they released a new hero in the last 2 weeks. It hasn't even come out yet, but it's just another healer, and it's just going to cement the GOAT meta even more and even more further. It got to the point where Overwatch would always have 30 to 50,000 people watching the game on Twitch. Now, you have Overwatch's main streamer, A Seagull, playing Dark Souls 3, a game that came out 2 years ago, indie by himself, and having more streamers than the whole Overwatch thread. It's only Europeans still play the game sometimes, like in the Twitch, but it's just dying. It's a dying game.
Europeans, especially those fucking French, it's not racist, they're white, shut up. They just eat bagels and drink wine.
They're good video games.
And they eat cheese with their wine because they are revolutionary.
Good video gamers, though.
You see that
and Borderlands 3 has been leaked.
What?
Huge Borderlands 3 has been
Is there a Borderlands 3?
Yeah, there's Borderlands 3 coming up. Fucking love Borderlands.
That's what I'm talking about.
1 and 2.
Oi.
And the pre-sequel, doesn't matter. What a game series.
Oi, have you seen it? Have you seen the leak?
Yeah, I've seen the leak. Yeah, yep. So
does it look good?
Yeah, oh, mate. It's gonna be like full. So at the end of Borderlands 2, what you see, spoilers if you haven't finished the game, like it's your own fault. They like it's your own fault.
Spoiler alert! It's been out for 3 years. Get with the dickheads.
Yeah. It's been out for 7. Almost since your Borderlands 2 is like 6 years old. We've been waiting for a while.
Hey, hold on, Ash. Can you write down that me and Sammy Dog should do we should do co-op mode and stream it.
100%.
Fuck yeah.
Borderlands 3.
Twitch stream that shit. We'll make some money,
so
cunts.
Good. I love Borderlands. It's so fun.
And then, you can take lead because you're probably a shitload better at it than me. And also, I'm gonna be.
Yeah. So
if you get high and start giving me shit commands, just like, oi, Sammy, what are we doing now? Oh, let's go and attack this super.
We're vault hunting. That's the whole point of the game. There's so many new planets to vault hunt. You're going to be planet hopping, hunting, like vault hunting the whole time. Because right at the end of Borderlands 2, the final scene, like after you kill Handsome Jack and everything, they hold up, they find this whatever, and releases a hologram and it shows all the different vault locations, and there's hundreds of them all scattered around the solar system. So Borderlands 3 is going to be a vault planet jumping,
exploring that. Yeah. Every
Every different planet, going and hunting different vaults. And
sweet. I'm digging that.
I'm fucking keen as fuck.
Fuck yeah.
So big news this week. Borderlands 3 leaked. Overwatch is dead. And Apex.
Now, hold on. Do you reckon that Borderlands 3 leaked? Do you reckon they did that deliberately?
Oh, yeah.
Let it slide?
Leaked by the company for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
You sneaky bastards, 2K Games.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Bring it on, though. Fuck.
Hey,
I love that.
Another this week online for me is Rape
End
Day.
of 2019, early 2020, Borderlands 3 set to release.
Rape Day is a game set in a zombie apocalypse world where the idea is to be a serial rapist, and it was removed from Steam after a huge uproar and 8,000 signatures asking for its removal.
Oh, Jesus.
The game is set to be released independently by the game developer because Steam...
Indie.
Because Steam ditched it. Now...
What's it called?
It's called Rape Day.
Jesus.
Rape Day, yeah. Which is like...
Poor taste.
Here's the thing, right? The older I get, I think if I was 20 years old, I would say let it go and just let it be released. Not by Steam. I think Steam's made the right decision, because they're a private company and they get to decide what goes on their platform and doesn't. Yeah. But I think that if like, here's what I mean, right? So we got kicked from Google. If we had a website where we could release the audio and video, right, and then link to YouTube or put videos on YouTube and link to our website, there's nothing that YouTube can do about that, right? And there's nothing Steam can do about the release of this game on their website.
Yeah.
What I'm concerned about is and look, it's...
Like, you have games that are serial killers and you're meant to be a serial killer and you go around... And it's kind of that same stigma behind comedy. You can make a joke about anything. There's no, Ricky Gervais is one to say that there's no joke that's off limits. It doesn't matter. So I guess these indie video game companies are on the same way. Like, we make games about being a serial killer, like Friday the 13th, and you literally hunt people down to kill them. But it's just...
See, here's the weird thing.
Horrible.
I want to know the context in which they place the action, right? Because it could be the case that you are a serial rapist and at the end of the game, all the consequences of the damage that you've done come back to haunt you. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't know the end game of the game.
Do you think that this indie company is just releasing it with all the Momo crap going on right now, just jumping on that train of sadistic games just because it's going to get clicks? You've heard about Momo, yeah?
Yeah, no, we'll see. Maybe, but you got to remember how long it takes to develop a game.
Yeah. But Momo's been in the news since July 2018. Like, it's been out for like 6 months. It takes about 6 months to make an indie game. Maybe they just thought... I don't know.
Well, like there was a game in Japan that the goal was to rape as well, but it's like my problem is that so from what I can tell, the game deals with raping young female victims, and here's the problem, right? If you look at America is the only country in which the scale of men getting raped is comparable to the scale of women getting raped. It's just because the prison system's fucked, right? But aside from that, every other country, women are predominantly the victims of sexual assault and sexual abuse.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good idea for any government to allow a game like that into and it's like into society, and it's because
governments have banned games before. Governments have, there's Manhunt for the old PS3, completely illegal in Australia.
Yeah,
not allowed to buy it, and that, like I said, was a serial killing game. You're a serial killer, you go out on the manhunt and you kill people.
Yeah,
completely banned in Australia.
And so here's the thing, right? It's that. So they reckon the average age of a gamer these days is 28 years old. Yeah, now. I think that even when you have gaming done by 15-year-olds to 35-year-olds, I don't think it's a good idea to simulate a sexual assault, because you got to remember a game like Call of Duty simulates justifiable homicide, and here's the difference, right? Call of Duty does not simulate murder.
Yeah,
it does not. because murder is a technical term, right? Murder is a term that means unjustified homicide. Homicide is just the killing of a human.
Yeah.
And unjustifiable homicide is the killing of a human without justification.
So wasn't that Call of Duty is completely unrealistic? You're never going to be put into like a nuke town with these guns and attachments and get into this situation and that. But
now, here's also the problem. It's that shit like that doesn't translate well into the real world. So you're never going to be putting, unless you're part of the SAS, you're not going to be putting on a tac vest and 16 different guns and go into war, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But, and this game Rape Day set in a zombie apocalypse, but I don't think it helps with the fact that, like, I read in the paper recently, there's another female victim of a male murderer. Now, and those stranger danger warnings, most murders are by people who know the victim, right? Most sexual assaults are by people who know the victim. They're not by strangers. But the problem is that when you get young men playing the game, and especially because playing the game by itself is like you're usually by yourself playing the game, so you can go into your own little secretive, sick world of this is what I would do. Exactly, it's so fucked up, man. But at the same time, I don't like. Here's what I mean. America's not going to ban this game because it's freedom of expression, right?
Well, we all know that ScoMo and Bill Shorten watch our podcast, so if you're listening, ban it in Australia.
Hey, ScoMo and Bill Shorten, do you know what?
Like we banned games before in Australia. We're all happy to sit on this one and ban it here too.
I appreciate, ScoMo, that you got one of your aides after watching a video on marijuana legalization. You got one of your aides to cancel our channel.
Yeah.
You dirty polycunt.
It was definitely ScoMo. He didn't like my thumbnail.
Yeah. All right. So also on this week online, Malcolm Turnbull has come out and said that the Liberal Party may need quotas to help get more women into the party and into Parliament. Now, here's the first thing that I want to address. This annoys the shit out of me when politicians quit and then they just go on a speaking tour and tell the people their honest thoughts. Why the fuck don't you do that when you're in Parliament? Oh, it's because you got to toe the party line. Yeah, I suppose you do.
Yeah.
And I understand that there is political pressure, but like...
That's a good point.
No, well, like, and Julie Bishop did it too.
Why be real with us after?
So Julie Bishop came out and said that Christopher Pine scuttled her in the party room again in a leadership challenge against ScoMo, and she said that she would have been able to beat Bill Shorten. Now, I agree with her. You put Julie Bishop in the prime ministership, and I reckon she would probably have a good chance at winning re-election. Here's the problem that I have with Julia Gillard. It's not that she was a woman. I think women, I want to have another female prime minister elected for a full term, so we understand that women can't do it either. Like it's a dumb job. It's a dumb job. Like being the leader of 25 million people is a dumb job right now. I think if Julie Bishop was elected by the Liberal Party members to the leadership and then re-elected, I reckon she could have had a good chance at winning against Bill Shorten. But I think that the problem is that now she's come out afterwards and now she's telling the truth. And the same with Malcolm Turnbull. And this is what pisses me off. These people steer the ship of government in a certain direction and then they fuck off out of Parliament, get super cushy corporate jobs, working as consultants or shit like that for these, oil companies or energy companies or lobby groups. Yeah. Just like they do in America. And they make bank and fuck off into the sunset, and we are left with the consequences. Yep. Like we are left with the consequences of John Howard's decision to do the gun buyback scheme, and I fucking love that. I love that he did that. We're also left with the consequences of him instituting a GST. We're also left with the consequences of what's his name, Kevin Rudd apologizing to the Aboriginals, which I agree with. We're also left with the consequences of every single decision that these parties make, the tax cuts, the tax breaks,
We still got the alcohol and cigarette tax coming from Julia Gillard happening.
Yeah,
now. Every 6 months it
Yep.
goes up in price, and that's because Julia Gillard put the alcohol and cigarette tax on. No one's taken it off yet.
The Alcopop tax, yeah.
The Alcopop tax.
And so, like, I just think, like, first of all, Malcolm, don't come out now and act like you're being all candid and honest. Oh, now it's time to tell the truth. Just either do it while you're in Parliament, guys, or shut the fuck up when you get out.
It's always time to.
And also, because I'm sick of this backstabbing bullshit where on Four Corners, Labor had this issue where Gillard was railing on Rudd was railing on Gillard, fucking everyone, Swan was railing on everyone, just fucking crazy. I'll tell you what though, Wayne Swan got best treasurer in the world, as a consequence of making decisions that brought Australia through the financial crisis of 2008 really well.
Yeah.
It might have been 2009 because by that time, I think Wayne Swan was in with Rudd as Prime Minister. Anyway, the second point there is that on what Malcolm Turnbull said, the last thing the Liberal Party needs is gender quotas. And here's what I mean. If you want Labor to win every election for the next 40 years, make gender quotas a party platform, guys. Definitely do that. And it's not because women are worse in politics. They're actually probably a little bit better in politics.
Can you just define gender quotas?
Okay, so...
As in, we have to have 50% female staff, 50% male staff?
Yeah, so yeah. If you're looking at gender quotas, and you can have race quotas too. So, for example, African Americans or black people... in America, African Americans, fuck off. They're Americans. They're Americans. They're not African American. That blows Americans. My top too. Stop calling them African Americans. They're not. They're fucking Americans. I come over to America. You're not African American and you're not Caucasian American. I'm Australian. You're American. Yeah. Shut up. All right. All right. Don't shut up because you make really good media some of the time. Now, black Americans make up 13% of the population. So if you are going to have a racially quoted Congress, you would have, out of 100 senators, you would have 13 of them being black. Now, here's the problem. What that does is it stops more black congressmen from getting in. Yeah. What if there's 7 districts that want a black congressman, but you've already filled your quota of 13. You can't have them because then that's an over-representation. And I guarantee you this, the fucking whites will play on that game. Those fucking, those southern whites, we're gonna have gender quotas.
I don't think it matters who you are. Woman, man, black, white, it doesn't fucking matter. If you're good at your job, he's put through, that's
true, right? Yeah. Here's what I will say. It's that Malcolm Turnbull said that, Australian politics is far, far too blokey. And I would tend to agree with that. I think that there's a lot of industries, especially in this country, like bricklaying, truck driving, and all those really male-dominated construction, all those male security, all those male-dominated areas where I think that blokes get too comfortable talking shit about women because that's how they see masculinity. Mm. And, like, I don't. Like, I just don't. I think if you're talking shit, oh, she's got a great set of tits on her. Like, I'll admire a beautiful woman if she's beautiful, but I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, yeah, fuck her in the ass when I'm done with her puss. No, God, I felt dirty even saying that.
Yeah, you can't.
I feel the producer's like, whoa.
You didn't even come across like you.
Yeah, no. and like, I just feel like men need to be probably more respectful of women on a societal and an individual level. But you're not going to solve that problem by having gender quotas in Parliament.
Yeah.
How about we have gender quotas in bricklaying? How about we have gender quotas in construction and in truck driving, huh? How about that shit? No. It's just the power positions that you want gender quotas in. And Jordan Peterson addressed this question when he was on Q&A with that fucking Labor front bencher. I don't even know her name. She's a cabinet minister, but she just annoyed me with her very condescending tone.
All right, let's move on anyway.
Yeah.
I got Leaving Neverland documentary.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Jesus. That fucking footage haunts me.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No. Did you watch it?
Mm.
Where'd you watch it?
I just online.
Was it Netflix?
It was not Netflix. It's on HBO, but I did not watch it on HBO.
Yeah. Let's not go.
Obviously, I did. Yeah.
Let's not go into how you watched it.
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it.
Okay.
Fuck, man. Some of the videos, some of the footage.
Was it pretty dark?
Oh yeah, it's horrible. There's one that just rolls in the back of my head. He's just sitting there with this 11-year-old boy in an interview, holding his hand while the 11-year-old rests his head on his shoulders. And they're like, yeah, we sleep together. We stay in the same bed at night. I buy his parents gifts so that they let him stay over. And it's like, these parents are whoring the kids.
Pimping them out.
Holy shit, man. If you haven't watched the document, oh my God, don't or do. Fuck.
That's so dark, man.
It's so dark. And then the outlash of it. All radio stations in Western world have banned Michael Jackson. You won't hear him on the radio station anymore.
Yeah.
But on the opposite spectrum of it, Facebook's built for crazy people. I say that all the time. You know, Reddit's a bit more sane, YouTube's a bit more younger, and Facebook's a bit crazy. I have seen some appalling posts, just like yeah, I don't know,
defending Jackson.
Oh yeah, like,
really,
real bad. And it's like, oh, this is all just they're just saying some. It's fucked, man. He's a pedophile. It's like it's proven.
Don't say it with the brakes on.
Yeah. Don't say it with the brakes. He's a fucking
Michael
pedophile,
Jackson loved the idea. Here's what I think. All right. Here's what I think.
It was fucked in the head. That bloke was mentally fucking challenged.
But here's what you got to remember. Michael Jackson, from the age of, I think, 6 or 7 years old, was
a child star, yeah.
And he was abused by his father. I think his name's Joe Jackson.
I didn't know that
and so oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
His dad used to beat him if he didn't perform well and get that cash. So that's at least what I've heard.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I want to say allegedly on that. Now, here's what I think happened. I think Michael Jackson had the mentality of a child in the body of a man. And it's not hard to understand why that happens, because he lived such a cloistered and sheltered life, you know, going from town to town in the tour bus and
no excuses though.
No. This is not in any way excusing his behavior, but it does give a reason as to why. See, I don't know if he actually liked to have sex with them, or
he says in the documentary there was no penetration involved.
Yeah, and that's interesting only because that is a different.
But that's not what It's not what the kids and the parents say, though.
So, do you know do you know the difference between pedophilia and pedestry?
No.
Okay, so a pedophile is someone who loves children in an unhealthy way.
Yeah.
A pederast is someone who has sex with them, right? So a pederast is the actor. Yeah. A pedophile is the thinker.
Yeah.
Now, here's the problem with law in Australia. Right now, if you go to a psychologist and you, or if you go to, I think priests are exempt. Again, fuck you, George Pell. No, sorry, fuck you, Catholic Church, because they figured out a way to make religious confession exempt from mandatory reporting, right? But here's the problem. If you go to a counselor or a psychologist or any authority figure, a teacher, just say, and you tell them that you have pedophilic thoughts or tendencies or desires, they have to report you. Yep. Now, what does that do? That makes it so the crime is committed before the crime is committed. Because even though people want to throw stones and kill pedophiles, which I understand, it doesn't help anyone when you do that. It doesn't help anyone when you demonize anyone.
Helps me.
No, it doesn't. What we need to do is we need to let these people admit that the devil is inside them and get them to seek help. So here's what I mean. If we found out that someone had pedophilic tendencies, we could monitor them.
No, lock them up.
Well, they haven't done anything yet. And that's the problem. The problem is that they like, you need a crime to be committed before you can lock someone up for it. And for someone to just admit that, like,
we have mental institutions, though.
Again, you can't incarcerate someone in any incarceratory place until they've committed a crime, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is, if someone admits that they have thoughts about children in an unhealthy way, there's an immediate fear response. And I think there needs to be an immediate different response in which they say, all right, you've admitted that. And now we just, let's have a chat about it instead of immediately making them the devil.
Yeah.
And look, having said that, as soon as someone goes from pedophile to pederast, lock them up and throw away the key.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Because the problem is the recidivism rate on something like that, which is the rate of return when they go commit the crime again after they get released, is fucking enormous.
Yeah.
It's so high.
Lock them up and never let them out.
Yeah.
I got another little story here. It's just a little one, not as big as the doco, but PewDiePie fans vandalize a World War II memorial with graffiti saying sub to PewDiePie. This
is disgusting.
Yeah, that's
was this in America?
Yeah, this is an American war memorial, and it's just graffitied everywhere saying sub to PewDiePie. The 9-year-old army has gone too far.
The what?
The 9-year-old army, that's what they're called. Only 9-year-olds watch PewDiePie, apparently. So everyone that watches PewDiePie is 9 years old. Obviously not.
This is why I don't have kids.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked. That's fucked. Just for some T-Series PewDiePie subscribe. Obviously, this has nothing to do with PewDiePie. You can't.
Has he responded to it?
Yeah, I don't know actually.
It annoys me when people deface war memorials for the simple reason that it completely exemplifies the lack of understanding of the sacrifice made by their forefathers.
Oh yeah.
And honestly,
it's ignorance.
I really hope we have a war soon so that people understand the price that freedom costs.
I don't think we need a war.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm smarter than you. Look, I don't want people to die, but sometimes you have to thin the herd. That's all I'm saying, guys. What else you got, man?
That's pretty much all I got. KSI wants to fight Jake Paul, not PewDiePie, not Logan Paul. So we all know Jake Paul fought Deji, which is KSI's brother, who fought Logan Paul in a fight in England last year and had 52 million viewers or something. It was just like,
it had what?
It was the biggest boxing event ever, and it was amateur boxers. It was bigger than Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. Like, it was just disgustingly huge, and it was just amateur boxing people. It was just YouTubers, but we all know who Logan Paul is. The guy that filmed the dead guy in the forest. That's all you need to say. And then he got in a fight with KSI. But now KSI wants to fight Jake Paul, which is Logan Paul's brother, after Jake Paul bashed KSI's brother, won the boxing fight. And in the last week, Jake Paul has been talking so much shit saying KSI is the biggest bitch on YouTube. KSI is the biggest snitch. KSI is like, I fucking hate him. Anything he does, he just rubs me the wrong way. And so KSI is like, fuck it. I don't want to fight your brother again for a rematch because their fight was a draw. He's like, I'll just fight you instead. And then they've been going back and forth. And apparently, end of the year, we're going to see another massive YouTube boxing tournament between KSI and Jake Paul as main event.
Do you know what I'm not going to do?
Watch it?
Yes.
I am. I watched it live. I spent 6 hours watching the last one. I paid for it. Pewdiepie.
Wait.
It was only $15.
That is disgusting.
It was good entertainment.
So wait.
It was like 8 hours. It was a full show.
So
you
wait,
had so many
saying,
like small YouTubers just fighting each other. They just didn't know how to box or anything. It was fucking hilarious.
Are you saying that 52 million times $15?
No. So it was like Twitch, people watching on Twitch for free. So like, obviously, Jake Paul and KSI were upset at that Twitch allowed the streams up on their stream for free. When YouTube, you had to watch it you had to pay to watch it on YouTube. So all the fights were released on different platforms. It was about 50 million views on everything.
Oh, yeah.
You know, probably
cross-platform,
cross platforms and like after replays and etc. etc. I think YouTube had 800,000 live viewers. Twitch had about 1 million live viewers or 1.2 million live viewers. So at the time, it was about 3 million live viewers.
800,000 times 15.
Yeah, easy.
That's about $10 million.
Yeah, the prize pool was fucking huge. I think it was 72 million.
For the winner?
No, that was the prize pool for all the fights. And so the winner of the KSI Logan Paul one got 40%. They reckon they lost money on it, though. Hiring the venue, paying for everything.
I suppose. Where was it held?
It was held big fucking court in England. I don't know. London.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's really weird.
Yeah. Well, the two KSI and Deji, the two brothers, are English, and then Logan Paul and Jake Paul are American. So the next one's going to be in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Oh, really?
God
God
apparently,
damn.
something like
God
that. They won it
damn.
at either LA, Madison Square Garden, or something big like that.
All right.
So that happened this week as well. That's about me done for this week. We got a few things on R. Kelly, but fuck talking about that guy.
Oh, that he threw a tantrum.
No, well, he's been accused of
More.
so much. Yeah, and a video has been released just today of him sexually assaulting young girls. And he's
Really?
He's out of jail now because someone paid his bail and child support. Some anonymous person paid it, and so he's out of jail. But then he still got caught for all the sexual assault charges. And
Oi, I was watching Bill Maher, Real Time with Bill Maher, and he said something real powerful. He goes, "Man, the Me Too movement is about to come for the music industry, and when that happens, we're all just going to be listening to Beethoven. That's it, because every motherfucker, dude, imagine if Me Too went through hip hop, Lil Pump."
Yeah.
What's that fucking guy's name that does that song? You know that guy. Yeah, you know, that guy that does that song with the tattoos on his face.
6ix9ine.
Oh, every motherfucker with tattoos on his face.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
No, who's the guy who's that super dude that like everyone loves and he just has the shittest mumble rap ever?
Oh, Migos, one of the Migos
No.
boys, Lil Yachty.
Huh?
No one, I'm fucking no.
Yeah, Post Malone.
Oh, he's not mumble rap. Post Malone's a singer.
He's not a singer.
Oh, I fucking love him. He's
Do
probably
you-
the only
do you
artist in the
seriously?
last 5 years I enjoy.
Oh, dude. Every time we get together,
He's
you
such
make
a
me
good bloke.
hate you more.
He's so cool.
He's
He's
not.
on YouTube.
He doesn't shower.
He's awesome. No, he's such a
His dick
down
stinks.
to earth normal guy. Have you smelt his dick?
Well, apparently. I mean, wait, hold on. No, but like,
I love Post. I love Posty. Posty, if you're watching
Post, fuck off.
fucking
Never
Post is
come on our
awesome.
podcast.
No, fuck you.
Never.
Fuck you. You can take his spot.
Look, listen, you're just hanging out in my garage.
Yeah.
With you and Post Malone.
I
in
love
my-
his music.
Oh.
I think his music is so chill.
Wait. Hey, Ash,
Great.
Ash, the producer, do you like Post Malone? I fucking hate
Love
you
it.
both.
Love him.
Oh,
I have a playlist on Spotify, and I think there's like how many songs. There's only 2 artists I have in the last 10 years on my playlist, and Post Malone's one of them.
who's the other one?
Some chick, I just like this song that she released. What's her name? Jess Glynn. I got a song of hers. And she's released it lately. She's a really nice voice.
Yeah, nice.
I just put it in my playlist because I liked it. But Post Malone is the only other person I have from the last 5 years.
I can't stand Post Malone,
I
and
fucking
he's
love him. That's why.
like, no. But here's the weird thing, right? I love the actual music, like it's really good. Like the
Congratulations,
Wait,
Dwight Iverson.
Have you heard of Hobson?
Yeah, of course. I went to Hobson's concert.
Really?
Yeah, I've been to Billboards. I went to the
Oi,
after party with him.
wait, hold
smoking
on,
weed
hold
and
on.
shit.
Was that in Australia?
Yeah, it was just down.
Did you hear the song? Did you hear the song he did about hooking up with a girl in Australia, and then she got pregnant?
Yep.
And then totally fucked him over.
Yeah, Ilma and the Hobson 9.
Five.
One of them.
5 or
7?
7. Yeah,
no,
yeah. I
7
think
was
7.
the God one.
And
8?
because 7, I think it's in
One of
7. It's in 5 or 7. I think Ilma and Hobson 5.
No, Ilma and the
might have been.
Hobson's 5, the one where he's singing about like you're a drop kick or you do a smoke weed and shit.
Yeah, no. But in that same song, he talks about the fact. Oh no. Sorry, in a different song, he talks about the fact that all these mumble rappers put a really good and it is a dope beat with a lot of bass.
Oh yeah.
And then they just go
It's trap.
shoulda, coulda, motherfucker. It's just fuck off.
If we put a beat down on that, that's not bad.
Actually,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
should. Do you know what we should do? I'm gonna make. This is legit too. I'm gonna make a beat using the iPad, right?
Yeah, and then just chuck that.
And then you and me
Yeah.
will just and then we'll
Tie my shoes.
and then we'll get you. We'll all go to like a kids park, and we'll make a video. We should
Like
totally do
Stormzy?
that. Yeah. No, and I'm gonna wear this, and you have to wear a suit, right? And then the theme is gonna be podcast, drink, beef fight, question time, story time, question time.
Yeah.
Shit that blows my top. Yo, shit that blows my top. Yo, shit that blows my top. Yo, recess.
It's not bad.
It's not fucking hard, cunts.
It's good.
Post Malone, do better. Yeah, motherfucker. I'm sitting in a garage with my homie.
Soda,
do better.
Bull, orange soda. Red Bull, orange soda. What you got?
Cigarettes. Cancer. Cigarettes.
Oh,
Cancer.
too fucking good. All right, let's move on to beer fight, actually. I'm keen for a fucking beer.
Sweet.
Let's move on to beer fight and question. You got anything more for this week online? I think we spent a good time on it, actually.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. 45 minutes.
Yeah, we got to move on.
There we go.
Beer fight. What do we got? Tui's Extra Dry versus Melbourne Bitter. So we have had originally BB Carlton Draft.
I love that Teds don't come in cans, and that's a can.
They do come in cans. I just couldn't fucking find them in cans.
Yes.
We've had Carlton Draft versus VB. Carlton Draft won that one. Surprisingly, we then had Melbourne Bitter versus Carlton Draft, and myself and the producer preferred the Melbourne Bitter over the Carlton Draft. So then Melbourne Bitter went up against 4X Gold. 4X Gold had no chance. So this week we're taking it to a good beer.
I fucking hate
the
4X.
last time I had Ted's, I remember it as a good beer.
Yeah.
So Melbourne Bitter versus Ted's. Let's bring
Crack
them
them open, homie, and we'll start question time. Fuck yeah. Thanks, Bob. All right, now, hold on.
Wait, crack the Melbourne first. Just remember what it tastes like.
Yeah, okay, you can do that. Because I already know what it tastes like.
Cheers, mate. Dink it, sink it.
Cheers. Ah,
that's a good beer.
That's not a bad beer.
The Ted's?
That Ted's not a bad beer at all. Yeah.
Again, that Melbourne Bitter just reminds me. It's cold, so it's good. It's fizzy. It's light. Doesn't have much flavour.
Yeah.
It's just twist.
Yeah, twisty. Let's see what homeboy thinks of Ted. What do you think of Ted? I'm just trying to talk so there's not too much silence.
It's not as fizzy as the Melbourne Bitter. It does have a very clean, crisp taste, like it says.
Yeah.
It's not heavy. There's it's a light.
It is, yeah.
It is light. It's not that bubbly. It's not that fizzy. It's smooth. And we're gonna have to go through some questions before I get my decision. I'm gonna have to keep drinking, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hey, all right, so
do you want to go first? You got a question for me?
Yeah, oh man. So many of my questions, because I've got a list here, I've asked a shitload of them already.
I got some good questions. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, go.
I just want to know, what is your closest near-death experience?
Oh, dude, it's got to be on a motorbike.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've nearly died so many times riding a motorcycle, for real. Like, I remember going through a roundabout one day.
Yeah.
And it must have been 3 inches away from this car taking out my tail.
Ooh.
Like, it was so close, man.
Yeah.
And I remember lane splitting on a lane splitted on the freeway. And this car, so there was a car in front of me and a car to my left, and the car to my left was going, but I had to move.
Yeah.
So I went in front of that and just booked it to 130 on the freeway. I nearly did that. nearly got hit by that car. Got the horn and got the lights flashing at me, but fuck off, I don't care. Near death, what else would there be? Did I nearly die in China? No, I shit myself, but that was as close as I got.
Let me tell you a good one.
Yeah.
So it's stuck with me my whole life. Like, it has to be the closest I've been to dead, meeting Jesus, whatever they say. I was 9 years old. Now, me and my brother...
Wait. Are you meeting Jesus or meeting Michael?
Which way am I going? Who knows?
Yeah, to heaven or hell.
Anyways, so I was like 9, 10, whatever. Me and my brother... My dad used to work early morning, so we'll catch the bus to schools together. You know, he went to a different school, but it was still on the way. Catch the bus, then catch a train, then catch a bus. So I was on my way to high school year. I was 11, not 9, 11. We have a long driveway back where we used to live. Brother's standing at the end of the driveway. I see him. I'm a young kid. Oh, Jake, and I run over to him, and I go to run across the road as well towards where our bus stop is. And I just like, hey, Jake, and I run. And then all of a sudden, he's just grabbed, your backpack is like a little hook bag on the back of it. He's grabbed my backpack, lifted me up and pulled me back. the second a massive truck has just gone woof. And I don't know why I didn't
Wait,
see it.
who did that?
My brother.
Damn,
They just
dude.
pulled, like, instinctively just grabbed my fucking backpack and pulled me back as a truck, like a 18-wheeler just flies past us. Only about 60 kilometers an hour, but it doesn't matter. Like, I would.
Oh, mate, you'd be cream
I
anyway.
would
Yeah.
fucking flattened if it wasn't for my brother just noticing and pulling me back that day.
Yeah.
That was it. And it stuck with me forever.
Actually,
Thanks, Jake. Saved my life, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
You've allowed me to do this podcast.
Yeah. Thanks, Jake.
I don't remember this, but my mum told me that one day when I was 2 years old, she found me sitting in the middle of the road, in Melton, because we used to live in Melton, and she found me sitting in the middle of the road, and she's just freaked out. And mate, she didn't tell my dad until like 10 years later.
Yeah, that's scary as fuck.
Because he would have flipped his shit.
So yeah, that was a near-death experience for me. That stuck with me. Obviously, I've had been close to. I've crashed my motorcycle, my moped when I used to have a moped.
Yeah.
I've crashed that.
Oh,
but I've never felt like that close.
Yeah.
To that day.
I've had 3 or 4 very serious car accidents, but I got out scot-free. For real. I was dumbstruck. I was driving a 1993 Holden Apollo, which is also the station wagon version of the Toyota Camry, right?
Yeah.
And I had a 1-ton trailer on the back, and I've gone through the end of the orange light, and as a consequence, a truck pulled. Because when I was in the intersection, a truck pulled through the intersection, right? And I've gone into the back side. So I hit it on an angle, and the trailer just pushed me straight into it. Completely crumpled the front end.
Wow.
And I survived scot-free. My
bags?
No. Old school car, man. Old school. There was another one where my first car accident when I was 18, I was in a 1989 Toyota Celica, and I've gone through a roundabout, and I got T-boned on the driver's side by a guy who'd had a couple of beers, but I made the mistake of hesitating. I should have either stopped or gone, but I hesitated, right? And I landed this far, so about 10 centimeters each side between a power pole and a stop sign.
Shit.
So he's hit me. I've done a 180 flip backwards, sideways. And I've landed that. It was incredible. And then I had to climb out the window, and my radio was still going. It was hilarious.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
All right. What question you got for me?
Okay. Which decade has the best music? By the way, some motherfucker is out there hammering, so if you guys hear it, forgive us. Or forgive him. Yeah, which decade has the best music?
I'm finding out.
I love it. Are you looking for a certain artist?
1970.
Right.
1970s.
Why do you say that?
That's when rock was at its peak.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay.
Yeah, big fan. Like, we could say 60s and 70s. You got bands like The Animals, George Thorogood, The Destroyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go.
What? Yeah. Yours, yeah. Give me yours.
I would say probably it's got to be the 60s. Oh, actually, the 70s, yeah.
Yeah, 70s, yeah. I think
70s.
Rock was just at
especially when,
70s.
Although I tell you what,
and
Back in Black by AC/DC was brought out in, I think, the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, okay,
that's got to be one of the best albums of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Mm.
No, that was 19. That was 19 because Bon Scott died in 80, so it was the 80s.
Okay, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
What do we got? When was?
Now, I've already asked you that one. Okay, here's another question for you. Here's a question for you too, Ash. Right now,
I like these ones.
Does the height of a man matter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she says yeah.
Preferable.
Now, he's got to be taller than you. How taller?
Like at least my height.
Now, tell me why. Is it because of the ability to nuzzle into the chest?
Yeah. Well, I just find it's a preference. Like I find men more attractive when they're at least taller than me.
So, would you ever date?
Security-wise as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Feel
fair.
safer.
That's
Feel
fair.
safer.
That's fair.
That's definitely a thing.
Would you have you ever dated a guy that's shorter than you? Would you ever? See, what she's saying there is no.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
She has
I'm
Sam.
saying like if
No.
if Sam and I break up and I find a guy who is shorter than me but I really like him, then probably.
Yeah.
What she's saying again is no.
If we're taking the opposite stance, like, does height matter if I'm dating a girl?
That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
I like him small.
Petite would be the
Small,
word.
yeah,
But,
petite. Yeah.
I'm a tall man. Kind of.
I think
Depend-
you're,
like if you
what
put
are you,
me into the
6'1", 6'2"?
yeah, 6'1", well, whatever, something around there.
Yeah.
If you put me into the NBA, I'm small, but if you put me on a tram in Melbourne, I'm the fucking tall. Like tallest bloke on the tram.
There's not many men that emasculate me.
Mm.
But I like there are a few guys that because I'm 6'1", and there's a few guys that like they're so tall. I'm like, God damn, dude, I feel like a woman.
It's not even that. It's also some people are just tall with weight too.
Yeah.
You know, like in that like 140 kilos, 6'5",
Yeah.
like, you know, like
There's a bouncer that I work with. he's I think he's about 6'5", and he's got a gut on him. He's got a fucking gut.
You also work with a bouncer who's about 6'5" and has arms the length of fucking this table.
Mm.
He used to do boxing. When he guarded for me, James.
The African guy.
Mate. I felt safe with him.
Yeah,
around.
he's a tank. He's a tank.
Like this, 6'5".
Yeah,
Used to be a boxer.
He comes into the nightclub the other day, right? So I remember I worked with him, and it was all normal.
Yeah, you're
Then
safe with James around.
Then he comes in, and he's wearing a bright yellow security vest that he got off of eBay. I'm like, what are you doing? Investing private money into your employment. It was so funny.
Oh, that's
and
he's
he
great
had-
bloke. He's a great bloke.
Oh, he's a great
Shout
bloke.
out to
Fucking
James.
love him.
You make me safe, mate.
Shout out to James. Listen to our podcast.
And that has to do something with the height.
Mm.
So I think height does matter. I think it does in lots of regards, not just in relationship, in many different jobs, there's many statistics out there that show that if you are taller, you're more likely to get a job.
Yeah, that's true.
Like way more likely as well. Like it's uncanny being tall related to higher position jobs.
Yeah. Tall, dark, and handsome, baby. That's what they want.
That's not what some people wanted.
What do you mean?
Tall, blonde, and handsome.
Oh, dude, can
Okay.
can we please get off this Aryan theme in your conversation?
Oh.
Even the producer's rolling her eyes at your. I know she's rolling her eyes at me, but I'm going to tell it's about you. All right, what's your next question?
You know I bring the good questions.
Oh, here we go.
Started off small. You know I bring the good questions.
Oh, Jesus.
This is a good one. If you could go on a murder spree right now, no preparation, no repercussions.
Don't ask me who I'd kill. I'm going to get in trouble.
How many do you think you would kill? Like right now, walk out that door right now, go. How many would you kill?
What kind of weapon do I have?
Whatever you're like now, like no preparation, like right now, you get up, grab whatever you want. Grab your helmet, grab your fucking.
I reckon I could kill 50 people before the police got to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. You just go door knocking with a Bowie knife.
Yep.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, 50.
Yep.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Take about time. It'll take what?
I got skills, baby. What's up?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
If I was to go on the murder spree right now to the point where the police would catch me, but no repercussions afterwards. So.
Oh, no repercussions.
After you get
I'd kill half of Melbourne.
Yeah, you would?
Thin the population.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's what
Charles Darwin.
Like, how many people would you just kill?
You're welcome, sir.
You are.
Yeah, I'd kill.
No repercussions.
I'd kill 2.5 million people.
Yeah, you just wouldn't stop.
Yep. No repercussions. Fuck it.
The producer's looking at me like she'll do the same thing.
I would, mate. I tell you what, I would clear the rolls of Centrelink.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's what I would do.
You just go stand and line up and Centrelink yourself, and everyone will walk through.
I talk about rich cunts all day, but at least they're contributing.
Ooh.
I'm being a cunt right now.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love this question. They bring out the best.
We're going to get pulled from YouTube again. We might even get pulled from iTunes for this.
Do you think it was Alex Jones? No.
Yeah. All right, check this out. Here's a question for you.
Well, let me give my answer.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Let me guess. All the Jews.
No. I would, yeah, fuck, I'll go. I just get nuts. Well, is that sadistic to say that it would be fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That is sadistic.
Yeah, no.
That is the textbook definition of sadism. That is exactly what the word is applied to. That it would be fun to kill and see suffering.
No, well...
All right, let me ask you this,
the emotions would get to you. The emotions would
maybe
get
to you.
Maybe to me.
Yeah, maybe to you.
I'm a bit of a sensitive guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Notwithstanding the fact that you brought up a question about genocide or just mass murder.
If there's no repercussions, you would have that safety in your thought. Like I wouldn't just kill 10, if that makes sense. Like you said, I'd thin population because I do believe that for human progression.
Yeah, he does the blonde-haired and blue-eyed. We fucking caught you. We caught you in a trap of your own making.
No,
you dirty dog.
No, not in that way.
Here we go. You ready for this? Yeah. Wait, get ready for the Nuremberg justifications. Go.
I wouldn't just kill 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think thinning the population, not particular races.
Which ones? Which ones would you?
Just 50%. Just every second person I saw.
Would you do the speds?
What do you mean speds?
Special
eds.
You know.
What does
short bus?
Every second
short bus
person
kids.
I saw.
Short. Yeah. Well, what if you? Nah, let's not go there. This is going to get way too apolitical.
That's a think of that one.
That is.
Because I think the emotions would get you unless you had a purpose.
I love that we just went on a rant about Rape Day as well as, like, we should ban it. Now we're talking about mass murder. So we're back and we just had a little pause break. Hey, Sam.
Yeah, mate.
How old is too old?
How old is too old? So we...
Oh, no, hold on. What was your answer for how young is too young?
Yeah, I can't quite remember. I think I said...
I think you said 20? Did you?
No, I said if I'm... Yeah, 21 for my age now. Like 21. I think once... There's that maturity. I think 18 is just, you're not mature. You haven't, you're not mature enough.
How dare you? These are legal adults, Samuel.
I think once you get to a certain age, like 40, 30 and 50, or 35 and 60, or 35 and 55, like you both live long enough to be at that mature, at that, like I understand the maturity. So I think how old's too old is a different question to how young you are. And I think it does stem to how young is too young.
All right, so you're 25. How old's too old?
For me, I don't think, like, anything over 40. Where it'd just be like, because that's lifestyle differences at that moment.
Yeah.
That's like...
When she's 40, she's got her own house.
Yeah.
Oh, you know how I know that? Because when I was 30, I was dating a 40-year-old for a while.
You know what I mean? At that age, with that much of a gap, it's so big lifestyle differences. And that's the same with like 18 to 23. Like 18 to 23 is such a big lifestyle differences. My lifestyle from when I'm my age now, 25 onwards, is so different to 17, 18, 19-year-old me. And I think the same again when I'm 40, I'll be so lifestyle different to my 25, 26-year-old self. But I think it just takes a bit... So I would say 15 years after the age of 25, 5 years under that. That's my answer to how old is too old.
Okay. Ash,
yours?
How old are you? Ash is 23.
Yeah.
Ash, how young is too young for you dating a male? Really?
I like that answer.
Yeah.
Would you date a little 18-year-old?
No.
Why not? Why not?
Maturity, lifestyle.
What if he's got a dick like a baby's arm? What if he can fuck? Yeah.
It's not the important.
Hey.
Again, at 18, that's important. That's what I'm saying. It's lifestyle differences. At 18, if he fucks like a rocket, fuck yeah. But at 25, your lifestyle, and again at 40, maybe then the 18-year-old's a bit more appealing at 40. I don't know.
All right, Ash, how old is too old for you? So you're 23. you see some sugar daddy come on with his, but like not even sugar daddy, just some guy that's got his, he's got his shit together, and he's just hanging out. He's doing well in life. He's got a bit of purpose about him. He knows what he wants.
To me, it like all depends on the person. It's not really about the age, but like age is a thing. But I wouldn't be like cut someone completely out because they're too old or too young.
And
it depends how they act.
In the quiet words of R. Kelly, age ain't nothing but a number. And we found out that. So how you reckon? 35, 40? 35? All right. For me, how old is too old? I swiped right recently on a lady that's 47, but that wasn't for a relationship. That was just for fucking yeah. I reckon for a relationship, I don't know, man. I don't really want to be in a relationship with a girl that's older than me, because I got shit to do. Like, I got this podcast to do. I got a job to work. I got a career to plan. And she's got a clock that's ticking. It's just as simple as that. She's got a biological clock, and I ain't got time for that shit. Like, I don't want to have kids just yet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And so
That's
I think
that lifestyle difference. I think
19's probably too old. What? Too far? Too soon?
too soon.
After talking about R. Kelly and Michael Jackson.
Saw a meme the other day where it's like, "Would you like a 12-year-old?" And then George Pell's like, "Boy or girl?" And then the guy's like, "Whiskey." I was like, "That's a funny meme."
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
a good meme.
So
I can tell you guys right now, we have a discrepancy in beer fight.
wait, what is it?
You like Ted's?
Ted's so much better than Melbourne Bitter. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. We have to get off Melbourne Bitter. It's Melbourne Bitter. It's like
It's nice beer.
it's like the trucker's beer that isn't VB. Wait, do Melbourne Bitter and Victoria Bitter,
Melbourne Bitter's an
are they done by
expensive
the
beer.
same company?
Yeah, CUB. Melbourne Bitter and
Is it Carlton
Draft.
United
Carlton
Breweries?
Draft.
Yeah,
Yeah, Carlton
yeah.
United Breweries. Ooh. All right, Ted's.
Do you want to do a rock off?
No.
Okay,
No.
Ted's.
Just gonna give it to Ted's.
I'm just digging Ted's, man. I just like Ted's.
I do. So Melbourne Bitter's.
Wait, are you just dirty that they didn't come in cans?
Yeah, a little bit.
I love that.
Fucking come in cans are idea. I can't find it at the bowler.
Yeah,
All right. I got a question for you.
yeah, go.
Would you rather stick a toothpick under your toenail and nail a wall? Like, stick a toothpick under your toenail and just fucking bang.
Kick a wall.
Yeah, kick a wall. Or would you rather bite your fingernail completely off?
Option B.
You'd rather bite your fingernail and rip it completely out?
Yep. I should grow back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to kick a wall with a toothpick in my toe.
See, I'm
Fuck
hoping the
you.
toothpick breaks. I'm hoping I kick hard enough that, like,
Oh yeah, that's fair.
you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with option
whole
A.
nail off.
Option A.
Guarantee hurts.
I'm gonna do a totally terrible
Obviously,
kick. And it'll
option
snap.
B guarantee hurts
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
under your big toe.
Mm.
But I feel
Oh,
like
that's so much better than Melbourne Bitter. Fuck you. I can't believe you even had to question that.
I had to question that.
Oh, it's because it doesn't come in a can. Oh, it does, but you just couldn't find it.
I'm done.
That's funny. You're always done before me, you alcoholic.
Not even though. I just drink beer every day. No, I'm kidding.
Smoke weed every day. Okay, now.
So we're going with toenail, toothpick in the toenail, biting your fingernail off is just horrendous. I think you get that like underneath your nail, you get that black bruise, and it'll hurt for a couple of days. It'll hurt exactly like immediately, but I think the toothpick will snap. You'll be sore immediately, but the nail will have repercussions. It'll be annoying for a couple of weeks. It'll fucking hurt for a couple of weeks.
Definitely.
So I'm going with the toothpick.
All right, now here's a question.
Yeah, mate.
This could get dicey. We could be about to have a relationship counselling session. Actually, I'll ask you this, Ash, too. Now, Sam, this is for you and your partner. Not that one, but your just some phantom partner that you don't have if you were single, okay?
So this is purely hypothetical.
Yeah, definitely. How many sexual partners is too many? Or is the standard different, or should the standard be different for males and females?
So I have my own take on this, and it's all something that's always brought up when you have a new relationship or anything like that. To me, just don't ever talk about it. Don't ever tell me. Don't ever know. Like I'm never going to tell anyone how many sexual partners I've had, and I don't want to hear how many they've had.
But what if it just gets brought? Like, what if one of your girlfriends? What if one of your girlfriend's friends tells you how many partners she's had, and she's had like 75 dudes just all up in there? Is that too many?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes! Oh!
In a perfect world.
That's fucking awesome. In a perfect
world, we're all Christians and we save ourselves.
Now, hold on. Okay, hold on.
Personality is bigger than...
Nah, don't worry about that. We're talking numbers. We're talking just stats, right?
Just straight up numbers, yeah.
Now, what if you're talking to your friend, what are you talking to your missus friend, and she goes, 45.
But there's a psychological thing to that.
You see what he's doing? He's avoiding the question.
So, yeah, 45 is too much as well. I think there's a psychological thing to that. So, if I'm at 25, and if I meet a partner that's had over 40 to 50 different sexual partners, then there's a psychological reason they've had that many sexual partners.
Don't do that. You're gonna start psychoanalyzing me.
There is a psychological reason that person would have that many partners.
What do you think it is?
Oh, it could be anything. It could be many things. It could be like you wouldn't be able to pinpoint it, but it's something that there would be a reason behind that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it'd be something to work on, and it would also eat your conscience away, I think, as well.
Wait, what? Eat your conscience? Why?
Yeah, for sure. Like, so, say like you're a 20-year-old bloke.
I'm not, but go ahead.
Not, but neither of us are, obviously. But say
I mean I am.
Say you're a 20-year-old bloke and you have a 19-year-old girlfriend. Your 19-year-old girlfriend's a high school ganger.
Ganger?
40 plus.
Oh,
slut,
okay.
Whatever you want to call it.
Oh, slut.
Local bike. You start dating the local bike. She's had that many sexual partners. There's a reason for it.
It's like a sausage in a hallway.
Doesn't matter what the reason is. And
doesn't touch the sides.
Yeah, whatever. All the jokes aside, and this is your first sexual partner as a 20-year-old boy. The eating away on your conscience is she going to cheat on me? Like how my other partner, other partners been? There's a lot of psychological damages to the male as well, and obviously there has to be psychological damage to the female. I think it goes for males as well. If a male just wants to fucking fuck chicks every weekend and go out and clubbing, there's a reason behind that. Now I can speak a bit more for the males. A lot of the males I've noticed that when they get to their 20s and they're players and they're fucking and they just don't care is because they weren't able to do that as a younger kid.
Oh, that was exactly like me.
Yeah, and I've seen mates and I've had experience like that where mates like they weren't the best looking in high school, they weren't the most sporty in high school, and they were never able to have those high school girlfriends or those high school partners, or they weren't the first bloke in their group to have sex, or they may have even gone through high school without having sex. And I think those are the blokes that are more inclined to then become players into their 20s and become like, if that, you know, like I've met lots of people. I have great mates that are right now that struggle to put down a proper girlfriend because they just have such a love for every woman they meet. And I know that for a fact when they were younger that they weren't able to have that.
That's exactly me.
It's all psychological, and there's many different psychological reasons. So for me and my own psyche and my own thought, like I don't want to be with a partner that's had sexual psychological issues.
Okay.
I mean, push through that too much.
Is 30 too many?
I'm a typical wild conservative guy. I would say if you can count more than your fingers and toes is too many. So 20.
You reckon
for
20?
both male and female.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Ash? You don't want to answer this question?
Yeah. Again, like
no. All right, but just but hold on. Just say that you're like you know you're at a house party one day, and then your boyfriend's not him, but because he doesn't have any friends, but your boyfriend's friend is just talking to you, and he goes, "Oh yeah, you're number 97." Like, okay, what about your number 35?
It depends what kind of relationship it is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. And also, like, how serious it is, how long it's been going on for. Yeah, that's fair. What about... All right, Sam, what about for yourself? Do you reckon there's a limit for yourself?
As in, like, how many... Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, there has to be a psychological reason why you would keep wanting to...
Fuck. So for me, I think about my number now, and I'm like, you should probably slow down, bro. Because you're right. There's definitely a psychological reason that people are, like, for a while there, I was trying to get my number high. I was trying to get to a certain number. And
Especially
then,
as a male, there's like a stigma about like having a high number or a high
Yeah, and I find that I hate using the word toxic. I hate it, but I find that like that there's if you're sitting there comparing numbers to your mates, you're missing the point of sex.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think, but then again, when you're a young man, because like when I was a young man, so for example, I lost my virginity at 19, and when I met the group that I was going to be friends with, like really good friends with at 22, they'd all slept with like 10 more chicks than me. And I was, I felt a bit emasculated because of that. So I did everything in my power to make sure that I took every opportunity I could. I actually made myself a promise at 25 to never turn down sex with a girl I was attracted to if I had the opportunity. Because I had done that in the past. Like,
and you think about it.
I had said no before for good reasons.
Yeah.
But then I thought, nah, man, I got to get this shit moving. And then when I went to China,
but you shouldn't have to get this shit moving. You know
that's true. That's true. Yeah. But then I went to China, and man, I went rampant. And then I come back to Australia and went rampant again. But it hasn't got me anywhere.
No,
it hasn't got me any happier.
No way.
It hasn't got me any fulfillment.
No.
It's just, and it actually does the opposite. What it does is, your number gets higher, and you look at it, and it's just empty. And you look at, like, because I used to have a list, right? And I look at all the names of the girls, and I'm like, oh yeah, she was a really cool chick. I wonder what she's doing now. And then the next one, I wonder what she's done. And then, and all these people, all these women, they move on with their lives, and they have families and happiness and relationships and that kind of thing. And I'm still stuck here looking at my list.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't help. Like, and I think that, having said that, I think that you need to have sex. I think every young man needs to have sex with a woman who wants to have sex with him.
Obviously. And
a woman who doesn't. And hold on. No, here's what I mean by that. I know you got that look. It's not about non-consensual sex. It's about go to a prostitute. Go to a prostitute and experience what it's like to have sex with a woman who's only doing it for the cash. Because then you really understand what it's like to have sex with a connected person, like someone you really are romancing. I think
so you could say the same to one-night stands. Go out and have a one-night stand. Like,
absolutely.
Obviously, she wants to sleep with you. We're not saying sleep with people that don't want to sleep with you.
Yeah.
We're saying
don't play that video game for real.
Jonesy is saying like go out and have a one-night stand and see the emotion detached. Like see how it's meaningless.
And here's the interesting thing, right?
How meaningful a proper relationship can be.
Here's the interesting thing, right? It's that when you have consistent one-night stands, when you have one-night stands all the time, right? That is an action born of psychopathy. And here's how you know that, right? Because a psychopath doesn't have any empathy. They can pretend to have empathy, but a psychopath, for them, the victim and their circumstances and their personality and their themness, like the person they are, doesn't matter to the psychopath.
Yeah.
Right? It's all about you. It's all about what you can, or it's all about me. It's all about what I can get from you, right? And so I think that and it's the same with watching porn, if you can replace the woman that you're having sex with another woman who's just as attractive, you've got a fucking problem. Yeah. And I think that having sex with someone that is just there for the dick is a good lesson. Actually, I like the way that you rephrased what I said. It's a good lesson in what it's like to have sex with someone who is there for you, not just your dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone who's there emotionally as well.
That got really attractive. That got really deep on the numbers.
So what have we learned? We've learned Anthony's fucking needs psychiatric help.
Yep.
He's a freak.
Definitely. Oh, definitely. I'm a freak. No, you're not kidding.
Love you
I'm a
long
freak.
time. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Appreciate that.
All right, one more question.
Love you a long time.
Love you a long
Okay,
time.
go.
One more question.
Yeah.
And then we got to move on. We're pushing time. Would you rather be rich or famous? Famous and broke, or rich and no one knows you?
Rich and no one knows me.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
good answer. I just
Absolutely.
wanted to know. Yeah, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because then I can buy my fame.
Well, it doesn't even matter.
Here's what I mean, right? Here's what I mean, right? If I had $10 million right now, I'd buy a house, I'd put a studio on the bottom of it, and I'd do this.
Yeah.
And because it wouldn't even matter that and then I would buy out Facebook ads, YouTube, fucking all of it, man.
Yeah.
I just smash the internet.
I think I would love to be rich and never have to see another human again. Like, that would be awesome.
And you think I need psychiatric help?
Move to a farm, bring my dog, my partner, get more dogs,
have
alpacas.
kids in the basement,
Yeah.
take lessons from Michael Jackson.
Just
Awesome.
never see another human again. We're going to move on here. Go on to some story time.
Hold on. Book I'm reading.
Oh, yeah, book I'm reading. Well, that's actually, let's conclude Tui's Extra Dry one.
Ted won. Good on you, Teddy. That was well played. Now,
Book I'm reading, game I'm playing.
do you want to do a game? Do you have a game or you can do a game I've played?
Yeah, so, no, well, there's not really. Last week I spoke about playing World of Warcraft. This week I'm lining myself up to be prepared. So tomorrow, if you pre-order the Division 2, the servers go live and you can start playing tomorrow.
Really?
Played the beta during the weekend. Extremely fun game. Division came out 3 years ago, had a few too many bugs. The Division 2 looks just like a polished expansion pack of the Division. I'm probably going to sink some hours into the Division 2 when it comes out tomorrow. Yeah, so the game I'm about to start playing.
Yeah. So one of the,
I've been playing Ashes cricket. I've been playing there's been a lot of cricket on at the moment. Go the Australians, 2 1-days in a row. What a game last night. Up the boys. But there's also a video game on Steam called Ashes Cricket, and I've actually just been playing cricket in my off time, waiting for the Division 2 to come out.
You disappoint me, Sam.
I love it.
That's
Love
fair.
cricket.
That's fair. So the book I'm reading at the moment is called The Happiness Hypothesis by Jonathan Haidt, Haidt. And I'm only on the first chapter right now, but it talks about how every decision we make, we think it's rational, but it's not. It's actually emotional. So what we have to do is learn to harness our emotions, or at least understand that our decisions are emotional so that we can then attach rational thought onto them. And that's just the start of the book. And it's like, I'm finding it really good. What I've realized, dude, is I need some fucking reading glasses. I'm getting old and my eyes are shit.
Getting bad.
Yeah.
I've noticed that too. Actually, you keep talking about your book for 1 second. I'm just going to go use the restroom.
So what Sam means by that is he's going to go take a piss in the backyard. Because that's where the restroom is. Ash, do you read much? I like that you read. I like that. Do you know what annoys me? We're just going to hang out and talk. You should get on the mic. Yeah, I know you don't want your face on. Okay, yeah. No, that's fair. I don't like that people don't read. It annoys me. And it annoys me because, like, we've got a generation that watches YouTube, and you just can't. You can't condense the amount of information that you can in a book onto something like YouTube. And it fucking irritates me because we've got kids these days and they're brilliant little kids. They're smart teenagers and they're really cool and I like them. But they're just so... They don't want to read. And it really annoys me because reading, like... I'm a clinical genius. I'm not really because I read. Like, I'm so much smarter than I would be and I'm a dummy. But I'm so much smarter than the dummy I would be if I didn't read.
Reading stimulates a lot more of the brain than visual stimulation.
Yeah.
If you watch a movie or watch YouTube, it stimulates you in a completely different way than reading a book would.
Yeah. I tell you what book people should read in context is the Bible. You should read the Bible. And the reason you should read the Bible is because, yeah, I know, there's a shitload of atheists out there that want to piss on religion, which is fine. But the problem is they don't understand the absolute depth that you find in the Bible. And
You
look,
should also read Harry Potter. That shit's true too.
there's
Lots
a
of depth in Harry Potter.
there's a reason that a book lasts 1,700 years. There's a reason. There's a reason, and the Bible is full of bullshit, but it's also full of a lot of good shit. So now that Sam's back and I don't have to wax philosophical, let's go to story time. Do you have a story?
I do actually.
Go.
Story time. All right, so
Story time.
my story is a little bit of a what made me angry as well as a story time. So obviously our next segment's what made me angry, but this is good because we're running for our time anyway. I'm gonna push mine two together. What made me angry and a little bit of a story. So, fuck. I was on my way home from work the other day. Just traveling down. I ride motorcycles too. Where I'm coming home from work, I'm just traveling down the main road. Now we've got 2 lanes.
Sydney Road.
Yeah, one of them. There's a set of lights. I'm lane filtering, which is legal under 40 kilometers an hour in Victoria. You're allowed to lane filter. So I'm lane filtering under 30.
Under 30, yeah.
I get to the end of the line of cars. Like, mind you, I've lane filtered past like 50 cars now. I'm just, whatever. And I'm now at the front of the line and I stopped at the red light. Now, there was a lady. Now, I rev my bike. Now, most people ask this question, why do motorcyclists rev their bike at lights? We don't rev our bike at lights because we like the sound of it. I rev my bike at lights because once I overtake you and I'm now in front of you, I need you to know that I've overtaken you and I am now in front of you. We don't rev our bikes just for fucking fun. I rev my bike to tell you, hey, I'm here. I've come down the side of your car. I'm now in front of you. So my bike's loud. I'm at the lights, revving it. SUV right behind me. Lady on her phone. Just, like what big 2-ton vehicle. She's on her phone at the lights.
I fucking hate
she
that.
sees that the right turning lane is yellow. So her and her car decides to just creep forward expecting the light to go green soon. To her surprise, there's someone on a motorcycle right in front of her and she's ran over my fucking foot and straight into my exhaust and like bumped her car up to the back of my tire.
Wait, was it a black SUV?
Yeah, it was a black SUV.
Was it a brunette chick?
Yeah, it was a brunette chick.
Was she wearing glasses?
No.
Might have been the same bitch that did that to me.
Fucking stupid.
Oh, it's fucking annoys me, dude.
What we're doing is legal. It's the law now. Like, know the fucking road rules before you drive. Like, she could clear. I know. She just wasn't looking at the fucking road. I was in front of her. I wasn't next to her. My bike was in front of her, and she just decided to ride right over my fucking leg, right into my muffler. Like, fucking hurt a little bit. Scraped the back of my muffler.
Yep.
Yeah, just an absolute fucking idiot. It made me so angry. So angry. 2 tons. Me and my bike together weigh 260 kilos.
Yeah.
That car weighs fucking
probably 300.
kilos.
You're getting a bit. Yeah.
Well, we weigh about 263 kilos together, me and my bike.
Yeah.
And
that's so light, dude.
yeah, my bike's light as fuck. It's only 163.
Yeah, I think mine's 140.
Yeah.
Or 150.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. She's a 2,000 kilo fucking car. Just watch the fucking road. Get off your fucking phones. It's other
Fucking
people's life. It's not your life that's going to be fucking endangered.
Yeah.
It's my fucking leg. It's my fucking life.
Yeah.
I'm obeying the road rules.
Yeah.
If I was in the wrong, if I'm fucking doing 110 Ks lane splitting, yeah, I'm in the fucking wrong.
Which we've both done.
Yeah, but
Fucking earth. But not at that time.
But this time I was in the right. And she just ran my fucking leg over.
Yep. Oh, wait. And that's a lesson to any motorcyclists out there that it doesn't matter if you don't fuck up. You can still die.
Yeah.
All right. So my story.
Wary of the other people on the fucking road.
My story time is what I was talking about last week with the banjo string. So let me give you guys. So the banjo string is the frenulum, if you don't know. Now, so and if you don't have a foreskin, you don't have a frenulum. Now the banjo string is just for the camera. If my dick is here, it's on the base of my dick, just under it. Okay. If you've got a foreskin, you've got a frenulum. It's the piece of skin that attaches your foreskin to the head of to the head of your penis. Any women out there, you probably don't have a frenulum. Just saying. If you do, it's a debate as to whether. Anyway, let's look at gender issues. Right. So I was 25, and I was dating a girl at the time. Now,
good to know she was a girl.
Yeah. So I broke. Here's what happened the first time I broke my banjo string. Right. So I was laying in bed on my back, and I'm having a bat, and when I used to have a bat, I used to pull down really hard, squeeze really hard when I came, and then just pull down really hard. I pulled down too hard, right? But I didn't know that, and I just feel this pop, right? And I look down. This is 2 hours before I start work. I look down, and there's blood on the end of my dick. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I've never had this before. This is amazing. Oh, my God. So I was freaking out.
Freak the fuck out.
I was freaking the fuck out. So I'm like, man, I can't tell my housemate about this. He is going to rail me. And I can't show him.
So
I can't show him my dick with blood on it. That's fucked up. So I put my dick in a sock, right? I go into the bathroom, pull it out, and then I'm leaking blood into the sink, right? So I go in there, pull it out so I can look at it on all different angles. I'm like, this is a fucking catastrophe. I don't know what the fuck's going on right now. So I put it back in the sock and I go to the emergency room at the local hospital. I get in the car, I drive down, I rock up to the emergency, and I go up to the window and I'm like, hey. I was freaking out. I'm like, hey, I need a doctor. I really need a doctor. She's like, and she looks over her glasses at me. She's like, yeah, all right, mate. Just fill this form, take a seat. The doctor will be with you soon. I'm like, no. I don't think you understand. I broke my dick. I said that to her. I'm like, I broke my dick and I need a doctor right now. I didn't tell her I had to go to work, but I had to go to work. And I'm like, I'm freaking the fuck out, right? So she's like, okay, fill this form out, take a seat, and the doctor will be with you very soon. So I'm like, oh, this bitch.
Hospitals.
But then again, she's probably seen some way worse shit than this, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was concerned because it was my panus, but she didn't give a shit. So I sit down, fill out the form, go back, give it to her, come back, sit down. I'm waiting for the doctor. I'm like, just you know when you bounce your knee because you're just freaking out.
Yeah.
So the doctor calls me in, and thank God it was a male, right? Thank God it was a male doctor. And I'm like, I get in there and I'm like, dude, I broke my dick and I don't know what to do. And by this stage, I'm just flaccid as fuck.
Yeah,
like a little earthworm. That's
it'd be a bit weird
yeah.
if you kept the bone in the whole
right. So I'm flaccid as fuck. I pull the skin back and he's like, oh, you just broke your banjo string.
Oh, just casually.
Yeah. And I'm like, fucking say what? He's like, you just broke your banjo string. It happens to everyone. I'm like, no, it fucking doesn't. I'm 25 and I've never heard of this. What are you on? You're a doctor. You are a medical professional. The banjo string is not a medical term. And he's like, oh no, okay, you broke your frenulum. I'm like, speak anything I can understand, bro.
You broke your foreskin.
And he goes, yeah, no, it happens to a whole bunch of dudes. I'm like, it fucking does not. All right. Is it a problem? He goes, it's not too much of a problem. You just got to not touch your dick for 2 weeks. I'm like, fucking what, sir? 2 weeks? He's like, yeah, 2 weeks. Don't touch it. You can, pull the foreskin back and you can piss. But that's about it. You can't wank. You can't have sex. I'm like, you can't fucking live, sir. What are you talking about? I can't have sex. I got the hottest girlfriend in Wodonga because I was living in Wodonga at the time. And then so he's like, all right, well, you'll break it again. I'm like, well, I guess I will. So about 5 days later, so I'm freaking out because like, how am I going to tell the missus this?
Did you have to get stitches?
No. It just heals itself.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
And it comes back stronger. So about 5 days later, I'm having sex with the missus again. And she's like, oh, are you sure? Because I don't want to hurt you. I'm like, baby, come on. I'm hurting me. Let's not do this, okay? Let's just do this. So we're having sex on the couch. And I snapped it again during sex. And then another week later, we're having sex again. And I snapped it again.
Same doctor?
No. I didn't go back to the doctor.
Okay,
because I knew the deal, right? So I'm like, fucking snapped it 3 times in 2 weeks. Right.
Fuck that.
So and
was it painful?
Not really.
Not really.
Actually.
Okay.
Yeah. It was really weird. Do you have a foreskin?
Yeah.
Don't find out.
It's not worth finding out.
Nah, not really. It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So then what happens is eventually it healed, and I think it might have been a year later, maybe 6 months later, I'm at a wedding, like one of my best mates' weddings, and I'm out in the smokers area, and one of my other mates' girlfriend is there, and her mum is hot, dude, like just beautiful woman. So I got taken by both of their beauty, and I thought, fuck it, let's just tell the story. So I'm telling the story about when I had my banjo string snapped, and then my girlfriend walks out into the smokers area, finds me telling this story, and she flips out.
Yeah, I think you said this on
on the last episode. She flips out. We had the biggest fight of our relationship.
Oh wow!
And and as you know, every fight with your missus turns into a fight about everything else you've done wrong. And so, what's up, producer? Yeah, and so 2 days later we broke up. For real. And I learned a good lesson. Number one, be gentle with your dick as much as you can. Number two, don't go snitching. Don't go telling people, because you got to remember, it's her dick too.
Maybe that's why you don't know any other men that's done it, because...
Oh, no. So check this out, right? So I ring my mate. Let's call him the hamster. He knows who he is. About a week after this happened, and he goes, dude, after you told me, within the next week, I had 2 other mates tell me they did the same thing.
Wow, there you go.
I'm like, fucking what?
There you go. So the doctor was right.
Yeah. Here's another quick story for you. I was in China having sex with this just gorgeous girl, right? And it was a hot, hot, hot summer night. And as I came, I found that half of my face went numb. Yeah, I know. And I thought I had Bell's palsy. I'm like,
stroke or something.
Oh my God. So I ring the same mate. All right. I ring the same mate. It's 2 in the morning in China at that stage. And so it's 4 in the morning. And thank God he was just up playing Heroes and Generals. And so I ring him and I say, dude, I was talking like that, like my face didn't work.
Wow.
It was so weird. And he goes, how hot is it there? I'm like, it's fucking hot as the devil's ballsack, dude. And he's like, yeah, you probably overheated. 5 minutes later, back to normal. It was so strange. Jesus. But then it happened again when I was with another chick, but it was halfway through. So I'm having sex with this girl, right? The second time I'm sleeping with her, and it's happened, and so I've gone soft, and my face has gone numb, and I'm under her, and she's on top of me, and I'm like, it was so weird, and it hasn't happened since.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was so weird, dude.
I would have seen a doctor if that happened.
Oh man, no, but you go see a Chinese doctor, they just go, have you drunk hot water? They just want you to drink hot water. It was so funny. And if you want me to not... he's being racist about hot water. I could say it in Chinese, motherfuckers. Rushui. I think it's that. Hot water. Rushui. It's so funny when Sam does Chinese. Oh, it's so great. So that's our story time. Now, what blows my top? Do you have anything else for what blows my top?
Nah, just that fucking stupid bitch on the road.
Yeah. All right. I got something for what blows my top. Yeah, so check this out, right? Here's one thing that blows my top. Modern gaming. And you'll empathize with this.
I got a lot to talk about modern gaming.
It used to be the case that you paid money for a game that you got the following: the full game from beginning to end, unlockable content through achievements, not through paywall. And then you get a harder difficulty if you clock it on the hardest difficulty that's unlocked at that point. You get a half decent and complete story, and you maybe get a bonus code for DLC with the packaging before online content. You got original ideas and a shitload of effort, right? Like a shitload of real, genuine effort. And it took a long time to make these games.
I remember Baldur's Gate 2, which is just a PC RPG game, had over 100,000 man hours put into it, and this is a game going back in 2002. Like, this is just this is not an online game. This was just your local RPG game,
dude. That game took 8 CDs.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
it was insane.
All for one price.
But now, what you get when you buy a full game is a half-assed attempt at rinse and repeat, which is a copy of another game or idea.
Top 5 games in 2018 were all sequels.
Yep. Remake of a remake with prettier graphics and more beautiful colors. You get loot boxes, pay for DLC, pay for play. Yep.
Loot boxes.
Shitty games, and they're still $100. Hey, here's a hot tip too. Do you remember back in the day, Nintendo 64 and then PlayStation eventually, right, where you had to buy hard copies?
Yeah.
And those hard copies for the US market were $60 and for us were $100, right?
80 to 100, yeah.
Yeah, half of the reason for that was because of the Australian dollar.
Yeah.
And the other half of the reason was because you had to export the physical copies to Australia.
Yeah.
But now you don't. Now you just download it through DRM. And it's way fucking easier. So my thing is, why are you making games the same price when it's like there's pretty much no cost to distribution? You also get no story worth reading, let alone playing, and you get companies putting the shareholders first instead of the fans and players and audience first. How about fucking stop it? Especially EA, Activision, Ubisoft, and Blizzard. They can all fuck off.
I was actually having this discussion with my mates the other night, just as a normal discussion, because they were all bagging out Diablo Immortal, which we all know is Blizzard's new game that's coming out on your mobile. It's a free-to-play Diablo on your mobile. Now, the thing about Blizzard is Overwatch is dead. Diablo 3 is dead. World of Warcraft is dying. All their PC AAA games, you have to pay money to, like, you pay the $60 to play, they're dying. But Blizzard has had in 2018 their biggest year ever. They have had their highest revenue sales ever, and the games that bring them their revenue sales are King games on the mobile, which they're part of. Yeah. If you didn't know that Candy Crush was Blizzard, I'm telling you now, Candy Crush is Blizzard. All these microtransactions, any game that's made under King on the mobile phone, and we all know these are Pokies games, these are Candy Crush games, these are the big mobile games that have millions of downloads and millions of microtransactions inside of them. Blizzard know that Diablo Immortal will make them more money than creating a new PC game will. It's all these time, and that's where games going. CS:GO, Overwatch. You've got Apex Legends, Fortnite, Call of Duty Black Ops doing it now. Loot boxes, microtransactions to get cosmetic skins for the game. Yeah, and this is where the money is huge. So
and this is all a consequence of the fact that the shareholders want
more money,
which I understand because I own shares in whatever companies.
So if you're if you're Blizzard, and you're gonna make fucking 100 million downloads of Diablo Immortal, and of those 100 million people, 1 million are going to spend $129 on the stupid microtransactions they're going to put in. Or you create a game for PC that has 10 to 15 million buys and downloads, because there's no Apex Legends for free, they got 50 million. Most games, like if Blizzard release a new game, probably get 5 million, 10 million downloads for $60 a person. Or you can have 100 million people spending microtransactions, spending thousands of dollars on the mobile app. And it's just it's that greed, as well as the attraction of making so much money off these mobile or microtransaction games, are the reason that games like Witcher 3 or Baldur's Gate or these old RPGs, Arcania Gothics, all these old games that we love aren't being made anymore, is because they just won't make as much money as a stupid phone game for 12-year-olds.
Yeah, I reckon that look, I understand the idea of gaming companies making games for the money.
Yeah, we've only got Rockstar left. But Rockstar makes Candy all Crush. Their money online on their online multiplayer for Grand Theft Auto 5 using what?
And,
microtransactions.
Red Dead Online,
Microtransactions.
But hey, how about you make mobile games division. And so here's what I mean, right? Check this out. When 9/11 happened, MSNBC was owned by General Electric. Right? Now, General Electric is a weapons contractor for the US government.
Yeah.
So, I believe. Yeah. Now, what they do is, because it wasn't MSNBC back then, it was just NBC. What they do there is they run the company at a profit and they run the media division at a loss. How about this? How about you run King Games and you run mobile games at a profit, and then you run the division that does the games like The Witcher, and games like Grand Theft Auto and all those things. How about you just run them at a loss?
You're just the man hours behind the game.
Because I'll tell you what, man, here's the deal. And it is just the truth that reputation matters.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody in my generation and your generation now hates EA.
Mm.
They hate them.
Yeah, Battlefield, the way that they did the Battlefield games, the way they have done with fucking any sports game, FIFA 19, 2K19, all of these.
That's all nonsense.
Fuck
it's all
my
bullshit.
FIFA career mode.
Yep.
7 years you haven't updated shit. You're just sitting on FIFA Ultimate Team because of the microtransactions.
Yep.
The amount of money you make off Ultimate Team, you can make me a fucking career mode.
And so, I think that, and having said, I'm saying this with the caveat knowing that I'm sitting in a garage with a mate doing a podcast and they're running a multi-million, billion-dollar corporation.
Oh, yeah.
There's a reason that they're in this game, right? But at the same time, as a fan, please make better games. Make deeper games.
You know who's come back?
Who?
Capcom.
Really?
Capcom's come back.
Really?
In the last year, they have done huge things.
Do you know they make Poke machines?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah, tell me.
Capcom, in the last,
Devil May Cry, yeah.
Devil May Cry 5, fucking awesome. If you want a game that you put $60 or $70 into and you get everything, the Devil May Cry 5 is for you.
Is that out?
Yeah, just released. So, I'm going to bring this up.
They've
Because
I know they had Devil May Cry 4, and then they had that game DMC. Is Devil May Cry 5 after the DMC?
Yeah, and it's fucking awesome.
I'm gonna have to check it
back,
out.
Man.
I love Devil May Cry, man. I love that shit.
Just trying to think. They've released 5 games lately, and all 5 of them have been big game. Here we go. Mega Man 11's been updated. Monster Hunter World, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary, Resident Evil 2 and 7 Biohazard, and Devil May Cry 5. All 5 of those games are polished. There's no microtransactions involved. Not quite sure about Monster Hunter Online, but I'm sure, I've heard nothing but good things about it. But I know the Resident Evil, there's no microtransactions. There's no microtransactions in the Mega Man 11. There's no microtransactions in Devil May Cry. Capcom's back, and because, we were talking about reputation, Capcom's reputation is skyrocketed because they've decided to make games for gamers. And it doesn't matter, they might not make as much money as Blizzard will off Diablo Immortal, but their reputation is huge right now. People are thankful that Capcom's back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You ready for sound advice?
I think so, because we're already 2 hours in, so I think we...
Yeah, too easy.
Yep, sound advice and then finish it off, I think, guys.
All right, so check this out. Here's my sound advice for this week. It is be good to your mother. I've seen a lot over the years examples of young men and women ignoring, disrespecting, backchatting, swearing at, or even physically abusing their mothers. It usually happens in single-parent families where the father is either absent or they are sometimes in the house doing exactly the same thing, which is abusing, disrespecting, or ignoring their partner. And this is often the reason I see young people doing it, because they see their dad doing it. And I fucking hate it. I absolutely hate it. And here's why. It isn't just that she's your mother and that you should love her. It's because in most cases, apart from where the mother leaves or has a compromising addiction or is unable to care for the child, in most cases, your mother is the last line of defense before the devil gets to you, before the world consumes you, before despair engulfs you. And you got to remember that, I say the word devil a lot, But what I mean is evil. Like, my mother has protected me from when I was a child from a lot of things. But she also prepared me for a lot of things. But then again, she's a tough woman. Now, your mum gave birth to you, and in that process, she bled for you. Sometimes she died for you. She fed you from her own body. She gave you her years, her own health, her sleep, her time, her energy, her hope, her joy, her laughter, her pain, her sorrow, her tears, and her fears. There's an unmistakable bond between a mother and a child. It doesn't matter the sex of the child, whether they're ugly or dumb or disabled or cry every night and make her life a nightmare whilst they're a baby. It doesn't matter if you become a failure in school, in employment, in university, in life, if you become a criminal, a thief, or a murderer, or end up in jail for the rest of your life. She feels responsible. She feels accountable, and she will always love you. Be good to your mother. I always say of my mother that she would go to the gates of hell and look the devil in the eye for me, and that she would, if the devil was real, and she would give up her eternal salvation and spend eternity in suffering to buy my freedom and my forgiveness. That's what she would do. Now, I'm as atheist as an atheist can be, but you think of it this way. My mother would give up eternal damnation for me. That's what she would do. And I really mean that. My mother would give absolutely anything for me. I don't know if I'm privileged to be able to say that, but I do know this, that every mother I've met and had a decent conversation with would do the same thing for their child, and even sometimes for other people's children. This isn't to diminish the role of the father at all, and it's not to discount the amazing work that men do in terms of raising kids and providing for them in this cruel and uncaring world. But I'll tell you this much. I've met dozens and dozens and dozens of kids without fathers, and nearly every single one of them has had a mother that only wanted to see the best for them, that earned and learned and burned and churned for them, only for them, just for their children. That's what they live for, because a mother understands that life now is not about her. It's about you. I'm lucky enough to have an amazing father, and I remember when I was 12 years old, my mother was standing in the kitchen and my dad was reading the Bible, as he always did, at the dinner table. My mother was giving me grief of some kind, joking with her son and checking his ego, because I had a big ego when I was a kid. Because I had to, because everyone was taking the piss out of me. And in response to my mother giving me grief, I told her to pee off. I didn't say piss. I didn't raise my voice. I just said, pee off, Mum. And my dad looked over his Coke bottle-thick glasses straight into my eyes, and he said to me in a calm voice, if you ever talk to your mother that way again, you will be in more trouble than you can possibly understand. And then he just looked back to his reading and left me with that. In that moment, because he didn't lose his shit, because he didn't blow his top, he just said it quietly and confidently. I knew two things. Number one, that he meant business. Number two, that I would always treat my mother with respect, whether we disagreed or we argued. Because I saw my father do the same. Mm. And it's look, I know I'm talking to some audience now that doesn't have as good a father as I do. Frankly, I don't think anyone does. And I'm very privileged and lucky and blessed to be able to say that. My dad is the best man you don't know. And he showed me how to be good to my mum, how to be good to a woman. It's very easy to tell someone to be good to your mother and to be good to your sister and to be good to your wife or girlfriend. But it's difficult to show them how to do that because they have to see it. What the monkey sees, the monkey will do. And there's a fuckload of monkeys out there right now that have never seen a man be good to a woman. All they've seen is abuse and degradation and insecurity causing, fights and violence. I'm 31 now, and when I was 21 years old, I was a youth worker in a small town called Wangaratta. I was running a program for young men to help them deal with their anger issues and to help them put things in perspective. And I had two boys in the class that I ran. The first boy told me in front of the whole class that the only time his stepdad gave him positive affection was when he was showing him pornography on the internet. Just think about that. You got a young boy at 13 years old And the only time the big monkey in his life gives him positive affection is when he's showing him pornography on the internet. That blew my mind. It absolutely... I nearly cried. I nearly cried right there. I might cry right now. It's so sad. It's so sad that that kind of thing happens, that there are young men out there right now, as I'm speaking, that the only man that they can model their behavior off is a piece of shit.
Mm.
And it's not because he's a man. And I stand by the hashtag not all men. I stand by that because there are a lot of blokes that are doing God's work in showing their sons how to treat a woman and how to respect a woman. Because you need to show that to young men. You need to show young men that they need to respect women. Not just for the young women, but for themselves. Because when you respect a young woman, you respect yourself. That young man, I forget his name to be honest, but it doesn't matter because he represents so many young men that walk our streets and share our schools today. That young man is now 23 years old. Think about that. Mm. How many women do you think he's treated like shit because of the man he saw always objectifying them? How many people do you think he's hurt because he had a monkey as a male role model? Like over the last 10 years, he's probably gone through so much darkness and incomprehensible confusion. The second young man I want to mention was part of the same class. I was actually introduced to him to be a male role model because his Texan father had left to go back to America, and he left his missus and the son to go at it alone. He was built like a little broomstick. He was really tiny kid, and yet he would bail his mother up in a corner and scream at her, absolutely scream, threaten her with violence, push her into the corner. Just for telling him to do something as simple as turning the computer off and going to bed. He had such anger issues, such pain in his life, such rejection, such a bad male role model in the father who left, because it turned out that man would also physically and emotionally abuse his wife. That young man is now 23 years old. How many women has he laid his hands on because they displeased him? How many relationships has he churned through without ever finding peace or meaning? How many more will he hurt and leave in the dust because he can't seem to figure out the reason that he's got the devil inside him? And it really makes me sad to see. These young men weren't able to see because of what was around them, that their mother didn't have all the answers, but that she was willing to help him find the answers. She didn't have all the happiness, but she wanted them to achieve their goals and to gain their own happiness. Be good to your mother. I say this again and again for a few reasons. Because that woman will give her life, her death, her blood, and her soul for you. And she is owed the respect of having given that to you to get you where you are today. It doesn't matter where you are. You exist, so there's hope. You're breathing, so there's hope. You got a smartphone or you're listening to this on a laptop, so there's hope. Number 2, because the way a man treats his mother is the way he treats his wife. If you respect and listen to your mum, there's a good chance you will do the same with your girlfriend and wife. If you belittle her and cuss her out or even lay hands on her, there's a good chance you will do the same thing with your partner too. And that just causes problems for you and them. Number 3, because small habits become big habits. If you make a habit of treating your mother like shit, you make a habit of treating everyone else like shit. They'll eventually realize this, and all the friends you think you have will eventually leave you because you're a cunt. Be good to your mother. Mm. Now, you may say to me, but Jonesy, my mother is a bitch. She always takes my money and spends it on gambling or cigarettes. She brings men home who have abused me and lets it happen. She berates me and calls me names and belittles me and cusses me out. She's a hoarder. She's manipulative or conniving or condescending. Why the fuck should I be good to the woman who does this to me, her most valued child? And these are really good questions because a couple of my mates have actually got mums. When I was 15, I had a best mate, and we were brothers. And I remember he used to tell me that his mum would steal his money and go buy cigarettes with it. Here's a couple of reasons that you should do it despite what she's doing. Number one, because despite the bad she's done, you need to think of the good she's done. She's given you so much, even if it is out of reluctance, she still did it. Number two, you need to put yourself in her shoes for a few minutes. Nobody does damage to others, especially their children, because they're well-balanced and intelligent, right? She's probably got a lot of demons in her past and in her present. A lot of hurt and pain and damage that she's dealing with. This doesn't excuse her maltreatment at all. At all. And I think that if she is doing that, those actions are horrendous. But it does explain to some degree some people don't have the emotional intelligence or tools to be able to stop the cycle they were put in. So, for example, this young man that used to bail his mum up in a corner, she is unable to control him. It's not her fault that this is the case. She was put into the cycle by the father or by her father or by someone. And I have found in the past that the demons that women have are usually a consequence of the men in their lives. This is not a gender issue. This is not blaming men. This is not innocent women. This is saying that just by my observations over the last 15 years of being a social worker and a youth worker and a counselor, that most of the issues and the devils that women deal with are because of the cunts of men in their lives. But then again, the men have the same issue. They're just following the monkeys they see. It's up to you, not her. It's up to you to break the cycle. Number three, which is exactly what I just said, because you have to break the cycle. You cannot repay hate with hate and bitterness with bitterness and resentment with resentment. The only thing that comes from that is more hate and bitterness and resentment. And you may be able to say before listening to this podcast episode that you didn't know any better, but now you know better. Now you've been told. Be good to your mother. Here's a few tips on how to do that, so it's not just esoteric and inapplicable nonsense that you think I'm saying. Number one, buy her a gift. Just figure out something that she likes or that she talks about. Listen to what she says and just pick that and just buy her a gift. Number two, make dinner or take her out for dinner. And number three, just while you're doing that, listen to her. Actually, just listen to her. Listen to...
Active listening.
Active listening, absolutely. Listen to her, because if you listen to her, you will find out what she's dealing with. You'll find out why she does what she does. You'll find out the devils in her past. I remember my mum... I might cry, actually. I remember my mum told me some shit when I was a teenager that struck me dumb. Absolutely struck me dumb. And which is why I think that my father is such a good man. Because my mum came from the gutter. She came from the gutter. And she suffered a lot of abuse as a consequence of being thrown out by her own mother and father. Or stepmother and father. She suffered a lot of abuse by family members. And it is by the grace of God that she did not put that shit onto her son and onto her daughter. She is the strongest woman I know. By far, by a fucking country mile, the strongest woman I know. Which is, I suppose, why I'm so passionate about this subject right here, be good to your mother, because my mother suffered. She fucking suffered. And yet, she brought her children up in a way that they didn't have to as much. Now, you might have a mother that has suffered and she's making you suffer for it. Here's what I'm saying. Understand why she does what she does. And to do that, you got to listen to her, right? Number 4, help around the house. Number 5, ask questions about the things you know she cares about, even if you don't care about them. And number 6, and this one's really important. I actually got my reminder today. Set a reminder in your phone for every week or month, if you don't live with her, to send her a message or call her on the phone to tell her that you love her. No man is a friend of mine that can't say I love you to his mother. No man. And you might think, oh, she'll laugh at me. Cool. She'll think about it later and appreciate it. I don't have a good relationship with my mum. Okay, so make one. Now, you might think I'm being facetious and, oh, it's so easy. Look, sometimes it's hard, but someone's got to start it. Someone's got to start it. And you cannot expect her to do that because she's already too far in her life. And also, you can't put the blame and the onus on someone else to change anything. You've got to do it.
I think going back, sorry to interrupt you. I think when you mentioned small habits become big habits.
Yep.
and going back to like, oh, but my mum does this, it doesn't matter. Small habits become big habits. If you have a habit of abusing your mum, like you said, you will have a habit of abusing your own child or your wife or your partner. And it may seem like my mum's a bitch, fuck her, I'm not going to be like that to my wife. I'm never going to date a woman like that. Doesn't matter what you think. Small habits become big habits. And that's something I thought when you said it, really want to push that. Small habits do become big habits. And the more you do something, the more likely you are to do it again.
Absolutely. Case in point, we're both smoking cigarettes. And here's also what I would say, right? And this is a hard one. Say sorry for the shit you've done wrong and do not expect her to do the same. You can't affect what she does and you can't affect how she feels. Never
say sorry to anyone just to expect a sorry back.
Exactly. Oh, and don't say sorry if you're not sorry.
Yeah, and never apologize just on the off chance that they're going to apologize back. Only apologize because you want to apologize.
Because you mean it.
Yeah.
Because sorry is its own answer. Like when you forgive someone and you actually forgive them, it's fucking hard, man. And I've met especially women with the devil in their heart. They have been just years and decades of abuse, and some shit that like it would make your blood run cold. Some of the shit I've heard and seen, absolutely striking dumb, right? But then they have figured out a way to take control of their own destiny and not let that devil stay with them. And because of that, they have, like, here's what I mean. My mother was kicked out of home at 9 years old by her stepmother and her father, and she was given to her grandparents. And then when she was a young woman having children in her early 20s, she forgave her stepmother for doing that. And as a consequence of that, she now has a good relationship with her family. Now, it doesn't excuse what her mother did. Absolutely, in no uncertain terms, her mother made... But then again, her stepmother had psychosis. She had psychotic tendencies. She's on psychotic medication right now, right? And so there's a reason people do things, but you can't let what other people do affect why you do and what you do. Say sorry for the shit you've done wrong. Don't expect her to do the same. You can't affect what she does and what she feels, but you can affect what you do and how you feel. Clear your conscience of the guilt you hold and clear your heart of its bitterness. Now, I just want to mention, lastly, to the listeners and viewers, if you have a functional relationship with your mother and she's a good woman, which most of us will, and she doesn't have the devil in her soul and put that guilt and shit on you, be thankful. Because I've seen a lot of young men and women who have to deal with mothers that are still dealing with their own damaged pasts, and it spills over into their relationship with their kids. Be good to your mother. That's it.
Thanks,
That's it for Sand Advice.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So just to end, follow us on iTunes, hit us up on Twitter and Facebook, and hopefully we'll get the YouTube channel done soon when the all-knowing God Google allows us back onto the interwebs.
So our Facebook is the actual fuck. And if you follow us on Facebook, that's where you're going to get all the news. That's where you're going to find out if our YouTube's back up. That's where you're going to find out if we're on iTunes, like when our iTunes podcast comes up. That's when you're going to find out when it's up on Spreaker. Follow us on Facebook, the actual fuck. We'll keep you up to date. You'll soon know when our YouTube's back up.
Now, if it doesn't come back up, we might do another channel, but we'll let you guys know when that's going to happen. Yep. If you want to just listen to the audio, jump on iTunes or jump on any of the other podcast providers, and it'll be up there. You got anything else, Sam?
It's good for me, mate.
All good, Ash? Too easy.
Until next week.
Until next week. We'll see you honky soon.
Like our videos! Subscribe our videos! Also, press the notification bell.
Thanks for watching, guys. Videos are here.
And here.
And here.
Is it here?
Are they here?
Is it in his mouth? Yeah, somewhere.